when we talk about NASA and that leg length, where all of a sudden that leg will shorten up a little bit, the reason we find in our practice that it's usually that right leg that will, almost like you touch a hot pan, will shrink up just very temporarily. People will get nervous, like, is it going to stay that way? It doesn't stay that way. It's very quick. When we do our muscle testing, which I'll explain, is because the heart has an electromagnetic field of strength on the left side of the body. So that electromagnetic rhythm stays really long and strong on the left side. Hence, the left leg stays longer and in its place. And the right one is a little bit more vulnerable. So that's how we see it. So the reason we tell people this story, we like to inform our consumers, our evaluations are quite in depth, is because when we do in-house, our private room that I end up doing when we're dealing with a little bit more complex autoimmune issues, a little heavy, more Lyme and vector-borne infections, or just some cases that are so heavy, people will fluctuate between the clinic, and I'll describe that in a bit, and the private room, because we want to address all of the needs of the patient, the client. So in the private room, people will lay on the table, get really comfy, legs up on a bolster. And I will utilize either their sneakers, if they're really tight, good heel length, or we'll put on these little shoes that are, some people think they're magnetic or like magic shoes. They're definitely not. They just allow to see the heel, that leg length, because that's what we're looking for. So when I'm lifting up those legs, remember, we're looking for imbalance, because that's how it started with NASA. And this all stems from, and bear with me because this can sound a little woo-woo, even though it's seriously rooted in science. Everything that's ever happened to you from in utero until now is housed in a memory bank in our subconscious mind, right? So we do it like an iceberg, where right now we're talking, even when I talk with a client, we're talking about history and blood work and certain testings that have been done. That's the top of that iceberg. The bottom of the iceberg is what we're accessing through kinesiology. And it's a beautiful science, hence science, because it is rooted in physics. You'll even see the guys who are looking for well water. They even do it now. We had a well dug in our yard. And with all the science and technology that's out there, they still utilize L rods, which are just basic metal rods, or a pendulum, just like this that you'll see. And they will go over a surface area of a yard and look able to, with certain questions in their mind, dig for the most appropriate, best depth and best rate of water return with about 98% accuracy. And that goes back thousands of years. I teach a pendulum course on that and how to dowse. It's called dowsing. So basically, when we're lifting up these feet, we are utilizing this dowsing or kinesiology technique. And we'll go through many, many, many different strains of infection, imbalances, whether it be hormone or nervous system, heavy metals. And we'll look, and all of a sudden, when you lift those legs, and that you'll feel that right leg, and so will the client. They'll say, what was that? And I'll say, it was XYZ that we're looking at. And then we make a master list. And once we find that master list, we ask the body, what is in your best interest to work on today? And we do like an onion, an unlayering that happens till we get to the root or get to the end of our list, depending. So it is so unique, yet so very effective. And what I tell people too, they could come in speaking another language and not be able to tell us anything, any of my clinicians in the clinic or myself, what's going on. Because I think with Western medicine, we have this urgency to fill it all in, like make sure you tell the doctor everything, make sure, and if you forget something, could that be, the missing piece that they left out? It's wonderful to have intake and history because we get to know the person on a personal level. But at the end of the day, we shut it all off. We sit at their feet or in our clinic style in these beautiful chairs with our pendulum that does the same exact type of read. And we shut it all off and we just read what the body says. And it blows our minds sometimes because as a medical person, I might have my idea of where that rash came from or where their eye pain is coming from. And it blows me away because the root was something completely different. It's like a puzzle. I always tell them we're going on a scavenger hunt. So it gives them their power back too. A lot of times it just gives them their power of we're in this together. And a lot of people aren't afraid to hear what we find because they felt so bad for so many years anyways.